Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. This is Adam Banks, and alongside with me, back in the studio, is Amber. Amber, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's finally back to have you here in the studio. We're here in Studio 9305. This is a studio that you've never been in before.
I have not been in the studio yet.
What do you like? Do you like it?
I like it.
You like it? It's comfortable, ain't it?
It's comfortable.
This would be the flagship studio. Well, really wouldn't be the flagship. It'd be the original studio of Off the Cuff.
This is the original studio.
Yeah, because when you open up your studio at your home, that's going to be the new.
We just need to get together and do it.
Why haven't we though? We've been procrastinating.
Life got busy the last couple of weeks. Holidays have been going on.
Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas?
I did have a good Christmas.
What'd you do?
Spent Christmas with my my in-law, my entire Turner family.
Yeah.
Did not spend any time with the Hall.
You didn't spend any time with like your mom or your dad?
Well, I seen my mom one day for a couple of hours.
Isn't it weird how people don't do Christmas on Christmas? It's like they do it on the 23rd or they do it on the 21st, but on Christmas Day, I feel like a lot of people don't do Christmas on that day.
Well, it got difficult for us this year because, unfortunately, this year was the first year Wiley worked in a long time. So he worked, the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Then he was off on the 26th, so we kind of had to makeshift Christmas. So we went home and spent time with our family during the day, and then we came back, and he went to work, and I went to sleep.
I feel bad for a lot of people on Christmas because some people don't have people to spend Christmas with.
You know, somebody asked me how I felt about spending, Christmas night kind of by myself. And
you spent it by yourself?
I did. And I actually think about the best Christmas I ever had. And it was 2011. It was the first year I did not spend...
Recent.
Well, I mean, that's 7 years ago. Wow. It was the first year, 7 years ago. It was the Christmas right after...
6. It's 2017. 6. 2011, 6.
It'll be 7.
Yeah, next year. Next year it'll be 7.
Whatever.
Anyway, you were 2011 Christmas.
That was the first Christmas that I had spent by myself since I had parted ways with my boyfriend of several years. Mm-hmm. And I usually would spend it with his family. So I was kind of depressed because I was like, oh man, what am I supposed to do with my life? And I actually got Sir Pizza and Moscato from Walgreens. And I got drunk and ate pizza and watched A Christmas Story. And I think that will go down probably as the best Christmas I ever had.
Really? You enjoyed that?
I did. I didn't have to not cuss in front of my family. I didn't have to...
Yeah.
I didn't have to put clothes on.
Yeah, Christmas, I feel like that, here's the thing that aggravates me about Christmas. Christmas is a season about... God. And I think a lot of times people don't make that season. They forget about the true meaning of Christmas. It is about the birth of Jesus Christ on Christmas Day, right? Isn't that what Christmas is? Christmas. So people don't make it out to be that anymore. And it's about now spending time with your family, which is great. But what about those who don't have family to spend time with? I think the suicide rate around the holidays is probably out the roof.
I would say it's probably higher for people who have to spend time with their families. I
wonder why that is.
I kind of was having this conversation. I guess it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago. Actually, no. I think that you and I had this conversation 2 nights ago about how you pick your family.
Yeah. But why do people hate going to their family's house? Is it because their family's just so bad?
Well, I mean, just like with friends or, with acquaintances that you have, I mean, just because they're your family doesn't mean that you have the same personality types, If your grandma's a fucking dick, then obviously you don't want to be around her. Yeah. Case in point. Yeah. And I don't know, my brother's cool, mom's chill when she wants to be, but for the most part, I don't know. I like going to my in-laws. They're even keeled all the time.
Well, I think that family sometimes can be very judgmental. I think that family can really make you feel bad about yourself. I think that those are the people who you care about their opinion and what they think so they can really get to you. And I think people just find it more stressful to be around their family on the holidays.
Well, and it's, in your daily life, you pick the people that you actually spend time with. Like, I mean, yes, we've got to go to work, so obviously we have coworkers, but, I mean, you don't really have to discuss anything with them.
Yeah.
And then, you have your friends, but you physically pick those people. Like, you met this person, hey, you're cool, I want to chill with you. But your family, you're born into. You don't get to pick them.
Exactly. And you feel kind of obligated to love your family because of your family. But when you grow older, you realize that, okay, aside from your parents and your siblings, you look at, everyone else and you're like, I don't have to love you. There's not a written rule that says I have to love you.
And there's not. And, the older that I get, the more I realize, like, I just don't understand why people are so unhappy. I mean, yeah, shit happens. Get that. Actually, what was it in Forrest Gump? He steps in that shit, and that guy goes, "Oh man, you stepped in a big pile of shit." And he goes, "Well, it happens." And he's like, "What shit?" And he's like, "Sometimes."
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, that's the attitude people just need to have. I mean, yes, do I get stressed out? Of course I do. My poor husband is a saint for dealing with me. But when I'm around people, I don't tell everybody like, "Oh my God, I got a drinking problem and my knees hurt and I ain't had sex in 3 weeks." Like, save that shit for your friends.
But it's a new year, Amber. 2018 is approaching. A new year is coming. Actually, New Year's Eve is tomorrow. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
Actually, in like 2 hours, that's going to be New Year's Eve.
2018 is upon us. What's your 2018 New Year's resolution?
Oh, well, either to be less bitchy or take more drugs or both.
Or both?
So,
I think my New Year's resolution is to make a lot of money. That's what mine is. Because I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I think that they're ridiculous. I don't think there's any different from 11:59 to 12 o'clock into who you are. And there is nothing that magically changes. Everybody acts like there's a big aura that changes on New Year's. When the clock strikes 12, everybody feels like, new year, new me. I'm just like, new year, same you. The sun's going to come out.
It's just going to be the same. You can go back to work on Tuesday.
You can go back to work on Tuesday.
Everything's going to be the same.
Everything's going to be the same. It's just you got to write a different date on your check.
And I will fuck that up for the next 3 months.
Yeah. You'll put 7, have to mark the 7 out, put 8.
Yep, I'll have to do that whole awkward.
It's weird that this decade is slowly coming to an end. It's 2008, and then it's going to be in the 20s again. So does that mean that we will no longer say the 20s? We have to say the 1920s when we refer to that decade of the 20s?
Yeah. Because
this is a new 20s.
It will be a new 20s.
And it's going to be like the decade of probably a lot of technological advances.
If you think about how far, and we were talking about this earlier as well, if you think about how far we've came with, electronics in general, we were talking about how when we were younger, I remember a time I didn't have a cell phone.
Yes.
I can remember that.
Yes.
I remember what it was like if you had anybody to talk to, you literally talk to your pets or your siblings.
Yeah, I never really did talk to my pets, but I do understand what you're talking about with the cell phones. Like, it's crazy to say this, but I never did have unlimited texting till my junior year of college. And it is safe to say I really legitimately never had a cell phone until my freshman year of college. Because in high school, I had a Nokia, but it only got service at the high school. And I only used it.
You never answered it.
Never answered it. Nobody ever called it.
I used to.
You used to call them, and I would call you back on your landline because I couldn't get service. I could never get service. When you grow up in Eastern Kentucky, you can't get service anywhere.
No. But now when we go home, we do have service in places we didn't used to have it. So now I feel like we're cheated.
A lot of kids and a lot of people who are teenagers now, and it will be like this for the rest of the time, always have it easier and more convenient.
Well, and something else that I think about, and I remember because you and I were the ones who were so excited about it, but do you remember when we had the opportunity to finally sign up for Facebook? Because we had college email accounts.
Yes. Back in the day, you could not get Facebook unless you had a college email account.
.edu.
You had to have it.
You had to have that.
Yes. Whether it was
there was a time and place that, your drunk Aunt Rhonda couldn't send you, the sparkling bear telling you to pass it on to 10 people.
It is sad that Facebook has it's evolved into what it is. I can understand why it's evolved because it's successful and it's never been bigger. But the mystique of Facebook was just so cool because it was just a college community that could use it.
You didn't have to worry about your parents getting on there and seeing anything. because you had to have .edu. And I try to explain that to people that it did not start out the way that it is now.
Yes.
Like, it was just, there was no trending, there were no ads. It was just people that you awkwardly met on campus that you added or they added you, writing some shit that you would look at, you would like, and then you would make fun of them with your friends 20 minutes later.
Yeah, and remember how big the photo was when you were tagged in a photo?
Oh, that was like the biggest thing.
That was the biggest thing.
Somebody wrote on your wall, you were like, I've made it.
Yes, or you got a friend request, you got really excited.
Or messages.
To say, messages were always deep.
Yeah, they were.
The DM. But Facebook, yeah, that was cool, but I understand why it's evolved to what it is. And kids today, Facebook is not their thing. Like, it's the older, that's what older people use. They like Instagram, they like Twitter.
You know, I like Instagram a lot. I'm not a big fan of Twitter. I
forgot about Snapchat.
Snapchat, huge fan of Snapchat.
Snapchat's big. Yeah, Snapchat's
Use
big.
that.
Did you Snapchat the show entrance?
Yes.
Did you send it to me?
I put it on my story, but I saved it.
Put it on your story, good.
Yeah. I put everything on my story. Like, I've started making videos about things that piss me off throughout the week. So,
yeah, you have a really good Instagram or Snapchat handle. What is it? What's your Snapchat handle? Tell everybody your Snapchat name so people can watch your Snapchat.
It's Ambu.
Yes.
447.
Ambu 447.
And you know, I was looking at somebody's name the other day, and they had this awkward ass combination of numbers, and I was like, how in the hell did you come up with that?
Well, they probably tried their name, and the Snapchat wouldn't let him because there's like a million Sam Smiths out there.
So then do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And
like,
that's probably what he did.
Like, not 874398 23
8775.
You messed that all up.
How do you what's that? What is that song?
It's Jenny, I got your number 8675309 by Tommy Two-Tone.
Sing it.
I am not singing.
How do you say
8675309?
I could never sing that song by myself. I would have to have somebody sing it with me.
You suck
8675309. Is that what it is? 8675309. Do you remember 1-800-95 Jenny? Do you remember that?
No.
The Jenny Craig.
The heck?
I thought that was a song.
No, I do remember that. 1-800 cleaners.
Stanley Steamer at
makes carpet cleaner.
That's kind of recent though.
No, not really. I mean, now I tell you what I loved growing up was infomercials, but not any infomercial. I liked the CD infomercials because they would come on at like midnight.
Yeah.
So you'd have like Celtic chants. They'd be on there with like all this Enigma shit.
Let me ask you though, did you order a
I
CD
did
off
not,
of an infomercial?
because that's right when illegal downloading was super big.
So you downloaded all your music.
I would illegally download.
Man, that really took CDs out, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah,
it really did.
They don't sell CDs hardly anymore, people.
Now, sometimes I'll buy one just because, you know, it's the same. People say the same thing about books. You know, they'll buy physical books because they like to have something to touch. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're electronically doing everything, you don't really have anything to touch.
Yeah.
I like to have a CD to hold it.
Yeah. To know you always have access to that song.
To that song, not really regardless of where I go, because they don't make portable CD players anymore.
Yeah, but you know, YouTube has made it to where you can put anything now on your radio.
That's true.
You can I mean, it's amazing. Like, you don't really need CDs anymore. It makes you feel like, though, you never really own it. Like, even with, like, a video, you don't have, like, videos of anything anymore, like home videos. It's all digital with photos.
Everything's digital.
Everything's digital. You can't, like, pull out a photo and say, look at this photo. Like, it's digital. You don't... And that's you don't really feel like you own things.
Exactly.
Anymore.
I like to touch it.
Like movies, like if you like a movie, you're like, oh, I'm not going to buy this movie because I can look it up on YouTube. But you know, it might
it's not the same.
It's not
what
the same.
about if my internet goes out?
Yeah.
You know, how am I supposed to watch it?
Yeah, how are you supposed to watch it? Like,
I
videos,
still buy DVDs.
Yeah, videos back in the day, owning them really meant something. So, yeah, I still buy DVDs too. They cost like $2 a DVD though. But have you seen some DVDs that are still like up there in price?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. If you think about like back when, oh my goodness, you know what? 2000 is when I got my first DVD player. New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
So I've had a DVD player for 18 years.
Back in the Y2K era.
Oh,
Back
yes,
in the Y2K era.
But I remember that DVDs back then were like $29.99.
$29.99, easy. I remember my first DVD was Ready to Rumble with David Arquette.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, that was and I think Light Mike with Bow Wow was my second DVD.
You can go to Bow Wow's house?
Oh, I want to go to Bow Wow's house. Yeah.
We've talked about him twice now today.
Yeah. That girl, man, she was obsessed with Bow Wow. In L.A., there was a girl, for those of you guys
we were taking like one of those little tours,
in
know,
LA,
like
looking at celebrity houses.
And we were fighting, of course, because we always fought.
Yeah.
Because he decided he was going to jump beside the window. And I was like, what the hell? I wanted to sit beside the window. But he jumped beside the window, so he got to look out. And I was trying to take pictures. And this little girl was like right in my ear, like hollering at the bus driver. It's like, I'm going to go to Bow Wow's house.
Yeah.
And I remember like...
And we went to Bow Wow's house, and like she wanted to jump off the bus. Like...
She's in that picture. I took a picture and she's in it. I think I intentionally took a picture.
So,
I think I intentionally I set up a photo bomb before it was cool.
That's funny. Well, I want to tell the podcast there, if you ever get lost in the world of YouTube, there is a video you need to check out. It's called Zack Morris's Trash. And it's by Funny or Die.
Funny or Die.
And it talks about the character Zack Morris on Saved by the Bell, how big of a douchebag he really was.
He was we've talked about this all day, but he was trash.
He really was. He was a guy, like, you don't really notice it growing up as a kid because they try to paint like a good wholesome image around all those characters. But when you look at some of the things that Zack Morris did and how he did to accomplish them, he was a douchebag.
He was a douchebag.
Making fun of the girl in the wheelchair. I mean, always announcing that she was in a wheelchair.
Offering the homeless girl food to try to get her to kiss him. Like, I can't get over that.
Yeah.
And he faked being Indian.
He faked being an Indian.
He faked being
Jewish.
Like, some of the biggest,
racist things that you could do.
That you could possibly do.
He was very racist in that Indian episode.
He was very racist. He was very, what was it? Running Zack was his name.
Running Zack because he
Running Wind.
He was Running Zack, wasn't it?
Was it, or was it Running Wind?
I don't know. That episode used to scare me. When the guy used to show up in Zack's room.
Oh.
They used to freak me out. Like in the episode where Zack had the surgery on his knee.
Oh.
When Lisa was a candy strapper.
Died.
And he died. Yeah, and they had his locker taped off. Like, that used to scare me.
Well, I mean, I don't know how he thought he was going to die from knee surgery. Now that I think about that, was kind of dumb.
Sometimes people don't wake up, though, from surgery. You know that. Anesthesia.
I know, but that's kind of dumb.
Anesthesia. Sometimes people don't wake up from it. And Saved by the Bell, like, some episodes, like, scared me. But you got to understand, that was a Saturday morning show for kids, and I watched it, like...
I would watch it anytime it would come on. I actually had VHSs of, like, best of, season 1, season 2. I had that. And actually, that one where he busted up his knee was actually on one of them. And I remember it used to scare me because the girls done that bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
No, that was the wedding song.
No, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, there we go, that's it.
But they had his picture there on the locker.
Yes, and they all had, like, black, lacy things on their hair.
Yes, but the one when the Indian died, he showed up in Zack's room in front of him, like in that ghost. He was a ghost.
Well, I mean, if you think back to that one episode when he's talking about Kelly shows up all over his room, too.
Yeah, Kelly shows up in his room.
That was weird.
Yeah, Kelly shows up in his room. And then he has that dream also about when the lizard died. And how all of them got tortured. All of them got tortured. Like, one was on a hot stove.
Yes.
One was freezing to death. That episode was kind of weird. Saved by the Bell had some dark episodes.
Oh, my gosh.
The Haunted Mansion, when...
I love that one.
That was my favorite Saved by the Bell episode. The Haunted...
I don't think it's my favorite.
The Mystery Mansion.
I really think my favorite is the caffeine pills. Only because I loved Hot Sunday. I loved that little band that they made.
Yeah.
I love that video.
I also liked the radio station episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked that one. I liked the episode... gosh, there's so many episodes of Saved by the Bell to choose from.
I like the one where...
I like Belding's Brother episode.
I love that episode!
Why do you like that?
I don't know. I remember growing up thinking, oh my God, he is so hot. And if I see guys now with longer hair, I'm like, oh my God, he needs to shave his head.
Yeah, but, it made Belding... It made you realize how awesome Mr. Belding was.
Even though he wasn't that cool. What was his name? Rod Belding, that was his name. I don't know. It's like people always think like they want this particular, type of way. They want somebody that's always fun and, carefree. But it's like, you got to have somebody that cares just a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't care, He wanted to watch kids make out.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting a fake whitewater rafting incident. I mean, like, if some shit like that back home, I'd be like, I gotta go. I can't with this.
That was good, though. You guys need to check it out. Zack Morris is Trash. It's a good parody.
It is. We watched it all in one night. They're about 2 minutes a piece. 2 minutes long.
8 episodes.
No, there's 12.
12 episodes.
Yeah, there's 12 episodes.
Working on a season 2.
They are working on a season 2. I think we should maybe write in, because I'm pretty sure that we could commentary some of those videos.
Oh, so they would take write-ins?
I don't know. We should try.
Just give them ideas of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You could take every 7th episode and make a Zack Morris's Trash episode.
You really could. I mean, I still stand by. I would have loved if we would have had the open close button for our lockers when they auctioned off Lisa's clothes. I would have loved that.
Is that one of your favorite episodes?
It is.
The Lisa card. The Lisa card. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. Amber, it's always a pleasure to have you back in the studio doing Off the Cuff. I don't know why you disappeared. You must be ready for that Roseanne reunion coming up.
I am ready for that Roseanne reunion.
You think it's going to be any good?
I think we should do a live video that night.
We should.
I think it's going to be a good night.
When Roseanne returns?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, she tackled some big issues.
Well, what's our favorite episode, though? Because I think we share we share it.
You like it when Becky cuts the cheese.
Becky cuts the cheese.
But my favorite episode might have to be... when Roseanne's dad dies and Jackie gets on the phone and tries to explain to her aunt that their dad has died.
Dad! He's dead!
He's dead! That was great.
I forgot about that one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Off the Cuff. Amber, thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure.
I'm Adam Banks. We'll see you in the next episode.